You know, in the super high stakes world of pharmaceutical manufacturing, you've got these two forces that are just in a constant tug of war: the push for productivity and the absolute demand for perfect quality. So, how do companies make these life saving medicines faster and more efficiently without ever, and I mean ever, compromising on safety? Well, that's the big challenge we're going to break down today. And this really gets to the heart of the matter: productivity versus quality. Is it some kind of zero-sum game where if you gain in one, you automatically lose in the other? Or is there a way to actually achieve the best of both worlds? The answer might just surprise you. So let's take a closer look at this tension. On one side, you have this relentless push for productivity, right? We need to increase throughput, get products out the door faster, and slash those costs. But on the other side, you've got the absolute non-negotiable goals of quality: patient safety, making sure the product actually works, and maintaining ironclad regulatory compliance. It's like walking a tightrope where a single misstep is just not an option. The good news? There is a solution. And it's not about choosing one over the other. It's all about having a systematic approach. The best way to think of it is as a blueprint to bottle framework, a really detailed plan that brings both of these critical goals into harmony, from the initial idea all the way to the finished product in someone's hands. So what does this framework look like? Well, it's a 10-step playbook for excellence. We're going to walk through every single step, from laying that strategic foundation all the way to creating this powerful cycle of continuous improvement. This is basically the modern roadmap to making medicine right and making it efficiently. All right, let's dive into phase one: laying the foundation. These first few steps are all about analysis, strategy, and getting a crystal clear picture of exactly where you are before you can figure out where you're going. This is where the blueprint really gets drafted. Step one is all about clarity. You absolutely have to define specific, measurable goals. Are you trying to cut down batch release times by, say, 20%? Do you want to improve your FDA compliance score? Or maybe increase vial production by 10,000 units a day? If you don't have a clear target, you're pretty much just navigating in the dark. Second up, process mapping. This just means creating a detailed visual map of every single workflow. From there, you do what's called a gap analysis. You compare how you do things now to the industry's gold standards, like good manufacturing practices or GMP, which are the baseline quality rules, to see exactly where you're falling short. Okay, so once you've found a gap, it's time to play detective. It's not enough to just patch up the symptom. You have to find the real root cause. Why do batches keep getting contaminated? Why does a particular machine keep failing? Methods like the 5 whys or fishbone diagrams help teams drill down way past the surface level stuff to find the true source of a problem. Now we're getting to the fun part, phase two: building with modern tools. With our blueprint in hand, we're shifting gears from analysis to action. This is where we start using some really powerful methodologies and technologies to build a better, stronger system. Now that we've got that solid foundation of analysis, it's time to really start optimizing the process. And to build this new system, companies turn to two of the most effective, tried-and-true methodologies in all of modern manufacturing: Lean and Six Sigma. First up is lean manufacturing. The whole goal of lean is to systematically find and get rid of anything that doesn't add value, what it calls waste. In a pharma lab, this could be something as simple as a technician walking back and forth across the room to grab tools, or it could be as complex as producing way too much inventory that just ends up expiring on a shelf. Lean's job is to streamline everything. Paired with Lean is Six Sigma. Think of it as a 1-2 punch. If Lean is about eliminating waste, Six Sigma is all about eliminating errors and variability. It uses this really structured, data-driven approach called DMAKE. That's define, measure, analyze, improve, and control, to make processes so consistent and so defect-free that errors become, well, statistically insignificant. But hey, great methodologies alone aren't quite enough. Step 5 is where you bring in the tech. This means using robotics for those incredibly high-precision tasks where human error is a real risk. It means putting in automated process control systems and using the Internet of Things, or IoT, for real-time monitoring of all your equipment. Then, data analytics and AI come in and turn all that data into insights you can actually use. But here's the thing: all the robots and AI in the world are pretty much useless without skilled people to run them. Step 6 is a critical reminder that a culture of continuous improvement is built by humans. It means you have to invest in training and ongoing development to empower your teams to use these new tools, understand the new processes, and really champion that culture of quality. And that brings us to our final phase: guarding the process. Look, it's not enough to just build a great system, you have to protect it. This phase is all about creating a kind of guardian system to make sure quality and compliance are locked in for the long haul, protecting every single bottle that leaves that facility. Step 7, regulatory compliance. This one is huge. In the pharma world, you just can't mess this up. It means strict adherence to FDA and ISO standards. It means baking these rules into a formal quality management system and constantly reviewing and updating your standard operating procedures to reflect every new requirement. Next, in step 8, you validate and you monitor. So validation is basically the documented proof that a process is going to consistently give you the exact result you expect. Then, you use tools like statistical process control to constantly monitor your operations, which lets you catch tiny little deviations before they can blow up into major quality problems. So how do you monitor effectively? With data, of course. Step 9 is all about making data-driven decisions. Companies track what are called key performance indicators, or KPIs, things like the defect rate, production time, or their compliance score, with really clear goals to push them in the right direction. This makes success something you can actually measure, not just a matter of opinion. And finally, we get to the engine that drives this entire system forward. And I want to be clear, this is not an end point. It's a perpetual cycle that turns the pursuit of excellence from a one-time project into an everyday habit. Step 10 is the feedback loop. And it all starts by gathering feedback from absolutely everyone involved, the operators on the floor, quality auditors, even patients. That feedback gets analyzed to pinpoint any issues, which then triggers what's called a CAPA, a formal plan for corrective and preventive action. The changes get implemented, the process gets better, and then the whole cycle starts all over again. It truly never stops. And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? This 10-step blueprint to bottle is an incredibly powerful framework for an industry where the stakes are literally life and death. But what if we took these same principles of having clear goals, of finding the real root cause of our problems, and of building a continuous feedback loop, and applied them to our own work, our own projects, and our own ambitions? Just imagine what we could achieve.